Hello. In this day and age where most of our customers are trying to figure out a way to scale their businesses and try to reach as many customers as they have, both internal and external, they try to tend to go to their customers and partners to find for a resolution. Most of the time, a customer goes to Google and asks, how can I actually leverage your technology in order to move my events from our traditional setup to a full digital one? And that is what we're going to be discussing in today's session. Before we start, let me walk you through a couple of tips to navigate through the interface and make the most out of your viewing experience. Firstly, to enhance your viewing experience, please enlarge your browser windows to full screen so that your video would be at its largest. At any time during our live sessions, you have any questions, please feel free to ask them via our platform, and our team is in standby to answer them. Do also remember to join our conversation on social media using the hashtag GSuiteWFH. The previous four episodes were about remote work overview and virtual teams. They are now available on demand so you can replay them anytime. I hope you enjoyed our digital event last week where we walked you through the fundamentals of using G Suite for your new remote work environment. My colleagues also shared with you some best practices on building effective virtual teams and tips on how IT teams can enable your new distributed workforce. Today, we'll walk you through online events and security. We've taken your feedback and we've brought you even more content related to remote work. So, in this episode specifically, we'll talk about getting started on how to transition your physical events to digital events. This episode is for everyone, for G Suite advanced users and even administrators. We have dedicated episodes for you, so please join those episodes. Welcome to Cloud on Air, remote working with G Suite. My name is Ralph Sarmiento and I am a G Suite lead for Google Cloud. Today, we're presenting to you from home, a working remotely event, done remotely. Today, I am excited to share with you how you can begin to transition your events from offline to online based on your evolving business needs. So let's get started. In this moment where business as usual is anything but, more and more businesses are being forced to reconsider their event strategy. A question we hear increasingly from our customers and partners around the world is how can we actually do digital events? The possibilities that technology affords us today mean that digital events, whether video on demand or live stream, are readily available options. And one of the leading products that allows you to do this is one made by Google, and we call it G Suite. We allow our users to connect, create, access their data, and at the end of the day, still have full control of their assets. By allowing our users to connect, we allow them to reach colleagues wherever they are, using tools like Gmail, Calendar, Google Meet, and Google Chat. While we also allow them to continuously create the assets that they will use during these live events. Everything you need to bring your projects to life, such as docs, sheets, slides, forms, sites, and even app sheet. Access and control. One of the bigger challenges of moving your events online is security. And that is why a cloud native solution such as G Suite puts security at the forefront of its product. In Access, we allow you to store your files and find what you need and what you want instantly, while creating an avenue for your IT administrators to have full control of everything that's happening within your infrastructure. It means that we allow IT to manage their users, devices, and data securely and easily. Here are some things to consider as you rethink your live events. First, your brief. Not every event will translate well to a virtual one. Think about your goals and consider alternatives. Second, beware of live stream overload. Consider if your digital event is really going to entice viewing by appointment. And lastly, take advantage of your content delivery avenues. Explore delivering your event content via other channels and even formats, like your own channels such as your web, social, email, and even your blogs. It is also very important for you to consider your viewer's perspective. Here are some general timing guidance for an event with multiple components. First, keep your keynotes down to 30 minutes or less. Second, don't ask anyone to tune in for more than 3 hours maximum. Third, keep your Q&As down to 20 minutes or less. And lastly, keep your breakout sessions or deep dives to 10 to 20 minutes. Now that you think that you're ready to move your event online, let's go on to the details. Here's this session's agenda. We will walk you through your approach and probably the best platform to use when you're moving your events online. Some tips on how you would create a consistent graphic identity, how to optimize the environments for your event, foster audience interactivity and engagement. First, choose which type of content is right for your event. There are many digital content options, each with their own pros and cons. It's important to start by picking the ones that's best for your event. Different options depending on the viewer count, participation, requirement, and access to platform. We have multiple options for you, and here's option 1. You can actually host your event meetings with Google Meet. This is targeted for small or medium-sized online events, the most common meeting types you'll ever have. Standard options for team meetings or workshops with direct interactivity is required. You can actually support real-time broadcasts up to 250 viewers. This is recommended audience would be around 75 people at a given point in time. And a room is counted as one participant. Google Meet works well with team meetings and workshop. So this is how you're going to be doing it. Host your video meetings with Meet. How to start this? Simply by opening your calendar, click Create, and in the top left portion of the page, enter the information and invite guests. Add the option of video conferencing and click Save. Next is live streaming with Google Meet. This is more targeted for larger events with view-only audiences. This is best for internal events as all viewers must be on the same G Suite account. Supports real-time broadcasts up to 100,000 users as long as they're on the same single domain. No interactivity between presenters and audience, and start by creating a regular Google Meet session and adding live stream as an option. But way before you start setting up this live stream, IT should have been done the necessary configuration to activate this. And this is how they're going to do it. From an admin console, go to Apps, select G Suite, Google Meet, and then go to Meet Setting. Select who in your organization to apply these settings to. Click Stream and check Let People Stream Their Meetings and click Save. It's very easy to enable these features across different groups or individuals within your organization. This ensures that you're giving the right access to the right people and allow them to stream their contents digitally. Now that you have this setting activated, how will you set up your live stream events? It's fairly easy. So once your IT has set that up, it's now time for you to create your live streaming meetings. And how can you do that? It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, select Add Conferencing and click on Google Meet to add a video meeting. In your calendar, click on Meeting and Edit Event. Third, next to Join Google Meet, click the down arrow and select Live Stream. And during the meeting, select More and then select Start Streaming. Now, how to create a live stream continuing this process. Select Add Conferencing and click on Google Meet to add a video meeting. In Calendar, click on Meeting and Edit Events. Next, to join Google Meet, click the down arrow and select Add Live Stream. During the meeting, select More and start streaming. Now, how would you create an event for view-only guests? So you copy and share the live stream URL that you have now created and email them through email or probably through chat messaging. Now, copy and share the live stream URL in the email and chat message, or click More Actions in the event, create view-only events, add guest, and then click Save. Now, if your requirements require you to access external users, people that don't share the same domain as you may then choose option 3, which is live stream with YouTube Live. This is targeted for large public-facing events for organizations who has a YouTube channel. Again, it works very well with large reach external events with no viewer caps. Supports broadcasting and engagements with chat, subscribe, and even comment. To host a mobile live stream, you need to at least have 1,000 active subscribers for you to do this. And it's fairly easy to set it up as well. Once you're on your YouTube panel, confirm that your channel is verified and that you have no live stream restrictions in the last 90 days. On your desktop, go to Creator Studio Tools, then go to the Live Streaming tab. On the YouTube app on your mobile phones, just select Create a Live Stream. And this is, again, the option 4 is add content to your YouTube channel. Consider post-event wrap-ups, materials and on-demand content that let viewers revisit their key highlights of a live event. That could mean creating a playlist for viewers to watch later on. So if there's a contingency plan, for example, slower streaming or varying Wi-Fi speed, you may want to consider this option of creating playlists so that your end users can actually revisit it and consume your events on a later, more convenient time. Now that you have chosen a platform in which you want to deliver this content, let us now move on to how to flare up your actual event, content, and even speakers. First off, we highly encourage that you create a consistent graphic identity. Going online means bringing your company's design and branding into a digital space. A consistent graphic identity that matches the mood and tone of your event can keep the narrative and theme of your live stream cohesive. And so how can you do that? Create your graphic identity, a consistent color palette, a thematic set, and even the use of pop-ups and titles, making sure that your content can actually be readily consumed and read regardless of which platform or devices your end users are connecting you to. Understand the power of motion. Eye-catching design and motion template can make content stand out, be more engaging and ownable to the brand. The last thing that you will want to place is a block of text of static images within your slides during your event. Utilize the fact that this is the best time for you to use your GIFs, memes, and any other fun images that you can put into your slides. As you can see here, this is a norm within Google where we use a lot of moving objects within our presentations. Next is making sure that you are optimizing your contents for mobile. Smartphones are now the primary device chosen globally to watch online videos. So whatever you set up, design it with a smaller screen in mind. It's also a good chance for you to revisit the platform to ensure that they extend this feature and functionality of mobile compatibility. because you don't know which type of device your end users or consumers are actually accessing your data. So, luckily, in Google, we make sure that when you create your content, maybe through G Suite, and deliver it through Meet, that we auto adjust everything to run smoothly through your mobile phone. And you need to make the most of a scrappy setup. So even the modest setup can feel professional. Where possible, ask on-screen presenters to wear solid colors and ensure lighting is set up for the skin tones to be accurately represented. For this example, you can see that in our background, we shot one using 4 pixel phones, a white background, a sound, and a lighting person. And the entire production fits in a small hotel room. Make it eye catching. Make a simple setup more fun. Try adding small touches like plants, fun props, and custom backdrops. Choose a location to match your message while complying with travel and movement restrictions. It is the best time for you to humanize your brands and put a good flair of fun in your so called digital events. Optimize the environment for your event. Look and feel good for you, other presenters, and by the end of the day, your viewers. Optimize the room. Set up a space where you're comfortable sharing your camera view. Use a closed, private room to avoid interruption. The last thing that you will want is for your pet dog to walk in while you're delivering a major updates on your project. Second, optimize the lighting. An indirect light in front of your face, for example, a table lamp, a few feet away generally gives you the best illumination. Avoid bright light sources in direct line of sight of the camera, as it causes backlighting. Avoid sitting in front of a window, which may throw off the camera auto exposure and make your face appear too dark. Optimize your delivery. If you can't have an audience, try interacting with other people within the call. Having your speaker interact with the crew or the cameraman is a great way to add a sense of humanity in your event. Showing the crew the seamless backdrop or the set is another great way for you to make it feel more authentic. Acknowledging that you are on a set feels less artificial and makes the content appear more humble and more self aware. Similar to how it's shown in the pictures here, where some of our contents are being shot in a factory setup, even in a warehouse. We show you how simple it is to put up, let's say, a simple backdrop to make it a little bit more human. So there are a lot of contents out there that we can share, and we're particularly sharing this one from Skillshare. And again, we're posting that in our social platforms. Lastly, would be foster audience interactivity and engagement, something that is very hard to gauge when you are doing an online event. Sometimes you would feel that you're really alone and you don't see the sense of whether or not your message is resonated well with your audience. So how do you do this? You can actually boost interactions by giving viewers reasons to listen. Interactive videos can help engage viewers even more so than linear videos. If you're going to go live, give viewers a reason to tune in. Being part of a real time conversation makes events exciting and engaging. The following tactics can help you up your engagement factor. So, some tips: actually creating Q&As, activating chat functionalities, social media shoutouts, and real time competitions and gamification. Again, it's about continuously engaging with your audience. Even if it's a digital event, there are a lot of avenues for you to continuously get feedback and tune in and probably alter the way that you're presenting in order for you to deliver a much more approachable and a much more sounding presentation. Now, don't forget to be inclusive. Avoid strictly visual, non contextual language like over here in this area, or things that the viewers cannot actually see beyond the screen. In meetings, Think about multisensory cues as well for taking turns. This is most especially, you need to take care of this and be in tune for this, especially for bigger meetings. Use real time closed captions if available in your platform. Luckily, Google Meet utilizes the power of Google's Translate, and we put that innately within the product line as well. Meaning you can actually turn on closed captioning and have it real life translate the contents being delivered by the host, which again will help you greatly if you want to record these sessions for a later use. And break up your content. Maintain an interest and attention with visually interesting interstitials that breaks up the content using typography and titles, graphics and animations, and photos and videos. When you're delivering an online content, the last thing that your end users would want to see is a block full of text. So please don't be afraid to use images, typographies, and even graphics and animations. Establish participation ground rules. Especially when you're running big events, it is important to establish participation ground rules up front for Q&As, demos, and breakouts, so your audiences know how and when to chime in. Direct participants on where and how to ask questions. Let participants know at the event start if there will be a live structured Q&A at the very end. Again, creating an avenue for you to interact with your end users and audiences is critical for the success of your live events. Ensure that there will be a channel for them to voice out their feedback or questions, and you need to reiterate that at the very beginning and most especially at the end of each of your sessions. Final considerations to think about for your digital events. Considerations are very different when planning an event online. A few FAQs and watch outs to help you plan your next event. First, what should I say if an event is changing course? Strive for clear, concise communication to your event attendees. Be transparent and communicate regularly, but don't overdo it. Set up a comms channel for questions. It is very important for you to have a timetable on when you're going to be giving updates to your viewers or audiences leading to the event proper itself. This will allow your end users to also prepare their questions and to create a more engaging event later on. Second, how can I promote my event? Post staggered reminders counting down to your event via your social media platforms and even via email. Create easily shareable visual assets to post on your social media accounts. Organize an official hashtag for your events and create highlight clips to promote across different channels. Post an archive of the live event soon after completion to allow rewatching. Again, what you want to happen is that your end users and your audience are aware of what to expect moving into your event proper. It is good that on the day itself or during the event that they are able to connect with you continuously, and if they find it very useful, that they have an avenue to reshare that or probably consume that data again on a later date. So creating playlists or creating hashtags for your audience to revisit later on is one key asset to make your events successful. Third, what are some of the legal considerations? Don't forget to reconsider your legal process if you're broadcasting to a wider audience. Consider clearances for music or other third-party contents like clips, photos, logos, videos, and etc. Especially when you are targeting to broadcast your events or content outside of your organization, it is best practice to run things with your legal department to ensure that you are not sharing anything that is sensitive at a given point in time. To recap what I've shared with you today, we've gone through the steps you should follow in order to set up your digital event using platforms such as G Suite. These are just a few ways the G Suite team is thinking about how you can move your events from live to digital. We do hope that you enjoyed this session and found it useful. If you know anyone who would benefit this webinar, please share this video with your friends and follow us in our social media platforms and tag us using hashtag GSuiteWFH. Also, we'd love to get your feedback on this online event. Please fill out the short survey shared with you in the Q&A panel below and via email that will be sent to you shortly. Thank you for joining our digital event, and please stay tuned and watch my other colleagues who will talk to you about how best to use G Suite video conferencing and streaming tools and how to keep your remote data secure.